LeBron James is the latest celebrity to throw his hat in the celebrity tequila ring. And in this video, I'm gonna be giving you my honest review of Tequila Lobos 1707 LeBron James's tequila. I taste it by itself, I taste it in a cocktail, and finally I give you my final thoughts on whether or not this tequila is worth your time and money. So, this is LeBron James's tequila. You might have seen him shamelessly flaunting this at an NBA game as if it was, oh, he just happened to have a bottle under his seat, like that's normal. And you know what, with every other celebrity getting involved in the tequila game, he thought, you know what, let me do it too. All right, so what is Lobos 1707 tequila and why is it important outside of the fact that LeBron James is a major investor and a part owner? Well, their big claim is that it's a Reposado Tequila, spends about 6 months in a American oak barrel, and then it gets mixed in with a little bit of their extra anejo, and then it's finished in PX wine barrels, which is essentially like a sherry kind of wine barrel. And then they say that it's processed in a Solera style. So lots of buzzwords. And so that's what they claim is what makes this different from all the other tequilas out there. This bottle comes in at about $48 to $52, $55, depending on where you're buying it. And so it's a relatively pricey tequila. I had someone on my TikTok mention to me that it looks like a bottle of Pine Sol. And for whatever reason, I cannot get that out of my head now. It's actually not the ugliest bottle. The color and the shape do remind me a lot of Pine Sol. So let's give this tequila a little taste, see what it tastes like neat by itself. You know, on the nose, you get a lot of a sweet smell. It smells a little bit of that agave, that earth, but a lot of it is just very sweet on the nose. So just kind of like on the nose, you get some of that agave flavor. You do get a lot of that underlying sweetness at the end there. And I'll be honest with you, I don't really taste that sherry finish from the casks at all, really. I think it's lacking a little bit in that earthy agave flavor, but yeah, I don't really get much of that sherry or PX wine that they claim on the bottle here. But tasting a spirit on its own is not the only way that you use spirits. And since this channel is a cocktail channel, let's put this to work in a cocktail and see how it does. And so the cocktail I'm gonna be making for you with it is called the Augie March, and it comes from Death & Company cocktail book, which I'm gonna leave a link in the description for if you're interested. All right, so let's grab our mixing glass here. This is a stirred cocktail. So we are gonna do 2 ounces of our Reposado Tequila here. We are going to do 3/4 of an ounce of Carpano Sweet Vermouth. The original recipe calls for Carpano Antica. I have Carpano Classico, and so we're gonna use that. So 3/4 of Carpano Sweet Vermouth, and then a 1/2 ounce of Cynar, which is an artichoke Amaro. And then we're going to add ice, plenty of ice, to our mixing glass here. And then we're gonna stir it down, chill it, and dilute it. And then we're gonna grab our chilled Nick and Nora glass and pour our cocktail right into it. And last but not least, we're gonna do a skewered cherry right over the top as a garnish. And that's how you make an Augie March. And now let's give this a taste. So traditionally with this cocktail, the tequila kind of carries a majority of the cocktail because the Cynar and the Sweet Vermouth, they have very strong flavors in and of themselves. And this is a cocktail that needs a stronger tequila flavor to balance out these two bolder flavors. With the Lobos 1707, like I mentioned when I tasted it by itself, it doesn't have that strong tequila flavor and it's overly sweet. So in a cocktail, it just kind of gets lost, especially in this one. For me, this is the kind of style of cocktail that I enjoy. And so I find that it just doesn't hold up well. Maybe there are better applications for this tequila in other cocktails, but unfortunately, I just don't see it. And it just really gets lost with these other flavors. But all right, so now that we've tasted it by itself and we've tasted it in a cocktail, what are my final thoughts? Well, before I give you my thoughts on whether or not I think you should buy this tequila, celebrity tequilas are a huge issue for the tequila market, but I don't want to dive too deep into that in this video. I will be making a video in the future talking about celebrity tequilas and the negative effect it has on the tequila market. But it's just a very saturated market with so many big names just attaching their name to different tequilas. And that's kind of what this feels like. It doesn't feel like a project that LeBron James really worked to develop himself. He just kind of attached his name to it. And is helping to promote it. And kind of forgetting about the star power behind this brand for a moment and just talking about what's inside of this pine sol looking bottle. The tequila itself, it doesn't really taste too much like tequila for me. It's lacking a lot in that flavor and it's overly sweet. So, I mean, maybe if you want to rip shots of it, you could probably get away with it, but there's much better options for the price. I think the price is a little bit too high for what you're getting, and especially when you compare it with other options. Two Reposado tequilas that I think are much better uses of your time, energy, and money are Tromba Reposado and Fortaleza Reposado. Tromba, depending on if you can find it, it's probably about $36 for the Reposado. It's a very, very good tequila, incredible, much cheaper than this, and it tastes like real tequila, very well made. You get that nice earthy agave flavor. And of course, my beautiful baby, my favorite tequila, Fortaleza Reposado. This is, in my opinion, one of the best tequilas on the market, and for roughly the same price as you would pay for LeBron James's tequila, you can get Fortaleza's Reposado for the same price. And it's one of the best Reposado tequilas on the market, and you really can't go wrong with it. And so finally, do I think you should buy this tequila? Absolutely not. It's not worth your time, it's not worth your money, and it's not worth your effort. And honestly, it's a flop, just like LeBron James's. But if you can't get enough of your celebrity tequila and you want to know more, I have this video right over here that you can check out.